ladies and gentlemen, Ryan Clark is in the building. RC has joined the show.
Here.
And this is the time when you get to the touchscreen and you get to show us something specific that impacted the victory or the defeat. What do you got for us tonight?
You know, you asked earlier, how are they going to replace some of the production they'll miss through Rashee Rice? And we talked about Travis Kelce, who obviously had a big night. But we also spoke about Juju Smith-Schuster and Xavier Worthy. And they had some plays on a touchdown drive that were huge. Here you're going to see Juju is going to motion over, and when he motions over and becomes the #1 wide receiver, Tyrann Mathieu is now going to be man-to-man with Juju. So we're going to clear it here, and we're going to watch Juju go in motion. Look at the communication between the defensive backs. Now Tyrann Mathieu is locked in on Juju. So as we pause it, what we're going to get a clear route here by Xavier Worthy, a clear route here again. Juju's going to press Tyrann Mathieu out and then cut back across his face, which is going to cause Tyrann to slip. Juju makes the catch. This is the place where we normally see Rashee Rice with the catch and run. Juju gets the football, and it's that familiarity that he has with Patrick Mahomes, and understanding and a sort of communication that they have. He gets the football out of his hand, and is a touchdown. Here, right there, you know who that is? That's Patrick Mahomes. That's exactly where he needs to be if you're going to run the football, because he doesn't need to be blocking a soul. And then what we're going to get is Steele's going to lead up here. We're going to get a direct snap to Travis Kelce. He'll hand the ball off to Xavier Worthy, and as he gets outside, he puts one foot in the ground and gets up into the end zone. As you watch this play, this is just another way to use the quick shovels or the wildcats or different things and objects that they put simple things in front of you and give you plays to put the ball in the hands of their playmakers. I love what Andy Reid and Matt Nagy did tonight. They made sure that Patrick Mahomes was the star, got the ball to Travis Kelce early, and then worked to some of the auxiliary pieces of their skill players.
We worked together long enough. You know that I'm not critical just to be critical.
Yep.
I'm asking a sincere question here. Can the creativity of Nagy and Reid sometime be a detriment to them where they get cuter than they need to there? That play worked, and it's great.
Yes.
But I'm talking about you're lining it up with Kareem, and it doesn't look like they can stop it. Sometimes I wonder if you've got these plays, you run them all week, and you're like, we're going to run them, and it's going to work. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But does that make sense to is it a fair question?
No. It's a fair question, because you feel like you're good enough at times to beat people with the straightforward plays that we see you run all the way down the football field. And Juju Smith-Schuster said something to you. He said, look, we have to score touchdowns instead of getting threes. And I do believe that sometimes some of that creativity makes you soft on the front line and doesn't allow you to invert the line of scrimmage, and that's where you get the tackle for losses that puts you in third downs on the goal line.
I find it really interesting that Kareem goes and now comes back. Yeah. Juju goes to New England and comes back. Is it as simple as coming back to this familiar place where you have institutional knowledge, they trust you and you trust them, and all of a sudden you're reborn as the guy you once were?
Well, I don't necessarily know if you're reborn as the guy that you once were, but you find your place, right? It's like when you go home, Scott. When you go home and you're sitting at your family's table, you know exactly what seat to sit in. You know exactly where to go in the cabinets to get what food. And on the other side of that, it makes your family comfortable with you. It's easy for your aunt to say, hey, Scott, can you go grab the mayonnaise? Sure. Hey, Scott, can you go get the mustard? And when you're getting those condiments, you're getting them for Patrick Mahomes to make the best sandwich we've ever seen.
This is a long analogy, but you're making it make sense. You know, but it makes sense.
And so I think that's what it is. It's not that these dudes come back and become Pro Bowl players again. It's that they fit into the right pieces in a place. They don't have to be Pro Bowl players. Just be productive and just be reliable.
And wasn't Patrick essentially saying that with Lisa afterwards, that, look, it's going to be by committee. It's not going to have to be Juju every week. But you know what? It was tonight. And I think that's just instructive, because I must admit, I thought that perhaps his best days were in his rear view. Yeah. But tonight, I mean, he's as
Patrick
good as
said something intelligent last week that I actually laughed at. He kept talking about the acumen and the intelligence of the players. He wasn't saying this guy's fast, this guy's explosive. He kept saying how smart they were. And I think he values that, because right now to him, it's not about the big plays you can make. It's about the correct plays you can make. And we saw guys do that tonight.
It's an underrated attribute in every facet of life. And certainly here, where they are all on the same page, you get nights like tonight. And that defense continues to be an absolute wrecking ball, right? Yeah. Appreciate you.